problem is with Mr. Duterte is that he devoted much of his time attacking Julon, the oligarchs, but when it comes to China, he's so meek, he's so shy, he's so afraid, he's so scared, like a little boy. Hello, welcome back to my channel, and this is an Uncensored Asian vlog, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please click on the subscribe button, and also don't forget to click on the notification bell. You may also like to comment, share, and like this video. So yesterday I watched a portion of President Duterte's State of the Nation address, and this morning, today is July 28th, I decided to rewatch or to watch again some of the portions of the video. So it's all over the internet, it's all over YouTube. I downloaded the whole speech, and I had to watch some parts of that speech for me to be able to internalize what the heck is President Duterte's ideology. And I'm gonna tell you, it's quite boring. It's very uninspiring, as I said on my Twitter account. And yeah, that's exactly what I said. It's boring, uninspiring. I must say it's hypocritical as well. And the reason why I said it's uninspiring is it's not really presidential to me. And it's not inspiring to people during this time of crisis, all right? And when I watch, the video again, the whole speech, I must tell you that, it's still the same feeling, boring and uninspiring. And he devoted, although there are a few of the topics or subtopics in the speech that I really like, especially the cutting of red tape, and he would like, probably he was forced to simply go with the flow because of the new normal that we have today. So he said in the mid part of the speech that he's encouraging paperless system to cut red tape, but I don't think that's gonna cut red tape unless he's going to deregulate. Okay, red tape means regulation or over-regulation. That's all it means. Okay, if you're gonna say red tape is blah 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 blah, you're simply trying to dance around the term red tape. So red tape is caused by massive regulation, and according to President Donald Trump, the biggest deregulator on earth today, he deregulated the US economy, and he passed a law that would mandate that for every regulation that the government or Congress is going to pass, they're gonna cut 2 or 8 or 10 regulations. So that's the mandate. So in the Philippines, well, it's good that probably I'm not gonna tell you this, that's not gonna be the positive side of COVID, definitely, but President Duterte is right in calling for paperless transactions in government. And as he said, we need e-governance for our people to better transition into the new normal and minimize red tape. I don't think that's going to be minimizing red tape, really. So, paperless transaction or setup is going to be exactly the same as going in person. But the only good thing is that you don't have to travel. All you need to do is do it on your cell phone or computer, and that's it. But that's different from cutting red tape. Cutting red tape means deregulation, all right? Cutting all these gridlocks and regulatory requirements that we have, that's what it means, or that's what cutting red tape means. So, all right, so there are a few things I would like to comment on Mr. Duterte's boring and 45 minute speech, if I'm not mistaken. And as you can see, the news outlets that we have in this country, Sunstar, for example, provided this summary or the checklist of President Duterte's speech. So I must tell you that he started with of course, COVID, having vaccine, etc. And you know, I must tell you as well that President Duterte's mentality about vaccine is really, really inaccurate and alarming. Because I said in the past, I have this video of Mr. Duterte on a news outlet. He's shown speaking about COVID vaccine being available by May, and that was April. I remember that because I made a vlog about that. Okay, I made a vlog of that wherein President Duterte was saying there is this company and he's waiting for that company to come up with a vaccine by May, and that was mid-April. All right, and I said, I was commenting while the president was speaking on a YouTube video. I was saying that's totally inaccurate, that's totally impossible, and I was like criticizing him for that kind of mentality. So he's really gullible, and that tells us about how his thought process works. And I was saying, according to reports, etc., the vaccine is not going to be available by September, and by some estimates, if it's not going to be available by September, the vaccine is going to be available by end of year or probably next year. The reason why is these companies worldwide have to face all these regulatory requirements called red tape. So speaking of red tape again, they go through these regulatory requirements, red tape, etc. Apart from the research, apart from the, and not only that, there's going to be clinical researches, which is going to be very, very challenging for all of these research companies and pharmaceutical companies worldwide. But the good thing is, the United States under President Donald J. Trump issued this the right to try law. Okay. Cutting all the red tapes and regulations that are hampering or hammering all these research companies and pharmaceutical companies to come up with solutions to our medical problem. So, because of this right to try law, America was able to fast track its vaccine research and creation and manufacturing. So it depends upon the country as well, because the United States is very, very critical when it comes to making sure that the vaccine is going to be, really the solution to the crisis. Okay, making sure that it's going to be safe, that it's properly tested, that it is backed by, a lot of research before it's going to hit the market. In some other countries like China, we need to doubt about the effectivity and safety of those vaccines that they're going to issue in the market, especially Russia. There are some reports that vaccines are now available or about to be released or issued by Russia. So it depends upon the countries, because some countries are very strict when it comes to regulating or making sure that the vaccine or medicines, whatever that is, the Food and Drug Administration, for example, they make it really hard to for these companies to produce food, drugs, and vaccines. So now let's get to the main issue of Duterte's speech. Okay, so basically started, like I said, with his vaccine rant, saying that it's going to be available soon, blah blah blah, and he also said in some part of the video that schools are not going to be available, they're not going to be open unless vaccine is available. And he reminds me of the politicians, the Democrat politicians in the United States, saying that vaccine should be available before the schools are going to be reopened, which like I said, he reminds me of the Democrat politicians in the United States, especially the mayor in Los Angeles. Okay, so this is a part that I mentioned. So Duterte reiterated that he will not allow the traditional face-to-face teaching unless there is COVID-19 or CCP or China virus vaccine. I cannot put the lives of our teachers and students at risk. All right, so I'm gonna say that's commendable that he is considering the safety and life of teachers and students that's going to be put at risk if they're going to open the schools again. But according to a lot of research abroad in so many other countries, that young people are not really vulnerable to the virus, and a lot of countries, for example, in Europe, have reopened schools without not so much, repercussions or spike in vaccine or COVID-19 cases. So I don't know, but he reminds me of the Democrat or draconian totalitarian Democrats in the United States. So, well, basically, they share the same ideology. President Duterte is an avowed leftist or socialist, although he's not a member of the CCP, because the difference between leftist or socialist, CPP, what I mean, Communist Party of the Philippines, is a member of the Communist Party of the Philippines. So the difference between a socialist and a communist is that you must be a party member of the Communist Party of the Philippines for you to be considered a communist. That's what Nelson Mandela said. Okay, a socialist is someone who simply believes in the tenets, the dogma of socialism, Karl Marx, totalitarian statism, etc. But a communist is someone who is a member of a communist party of any country. In our country, it's the Communist Party of the Philippines. In China, it's the Communist Party of China, or the CCP. In the US, they have the Communist Party of America.